talking about the face detection. So before I move ahead, can we have a little small talk on, do you know what is, can you tell me, is face detection and face recognition same or different? Different, okay. How many of you think it's different? One, two, I'll take a snapshot. Those who are not going to raise their hand in the second, no. Okay, okay, we have one, different. We are saying these two are different. Okay, how many of you are saying different? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me train my mind. Some are also saying, raise full hand. Okay, okay. And then, means how many of you say these are not different, these are same? We have people in this row, no one was in this, but I think in this row again who didn't, responded in both of them. Okay. Okay, so no one think it's same, right? So anyone would like to tell me how exactly it is different? Means as per your understanding, definitely.
So face recognition can work in photos. You can recognize the face detection, you need to detect the actual face to take an entry or biometric identification using the infrared sensor. It maps your face. In the face recognition, you can just show a photo and it will recognize it. So it's like a live detection and artificial can recognize it in the photos.
Okay. Okay, we will come to that again. No, others? Are you all saying, yeah, please.
So face detection is where the face is, and face recognition is who the person is, whose face it is.
Okay.
Basically mapping the detected face with the existing data. So that is the recognition.
Okay.
It just detects the experience, the points. And the recognition is basically mapping those points to the closest image which is relevant to the data.
Okay. Okay. We can agree to all of these points, but what I'd like to add to this is, what happens is, what is face detection if you'll see? A very simple example, very logical. If I put a camera here, it counts how many of us are sitting here. Right? It's a face detection. Why? Because it is able to detect the faces. But if in case I put a camera here and it says, "Hi Ayush," but of course it cannot say, but it finds I am Ayush. This is someone. What's your name, brother? Vipul. What's your name now? Tanvi. If it is able to say, this is Ayush, this is Vipul, this is Tanvi, then it's a face recognition. What happens here is, face detection is a general term. Wherever it is able to detect the human face. Okay? But face recognition is specifically working for a particular person. So now, you have face locks in your phone, right? Everyone have?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, what do you think? It's a face detection or a face recognition? Recognition, correct. Because it cannot be face detection, right? So, because of course, if it is a face detection, it will open with everyone's face. Now, how can we use this? In pictograms, of course, we can find the gender, we can find the age of the person directly showcasing the pictures as well as the live images. How do we detect the faces? So basically there are two types of the methods. One is knowledge based. What happens in this is, like we have trained. Okay, we have trained the machine. See, this is eyes. Okay, so I have given eyes. Machine understood, these are the eyes. Similarly, I gave these are the different types of nose. This is a nose. This is a mouth, this is a forehead. Similar type of data I have given to machine. Now, machine has a knowledge. You come up in front of the camera, machine finds you have a eyes. Right? It comes up, you have a nose. It comes up, you have a mouth, and you have a complete attire. So it comes up with the, yeah, you are a human. So this is knowledge base. Now, this comes up with a feature base. Now what happens in this, when you show up your face, so it first tries to come up with a different points on your face. Okay, you can say this method is one more advanced method to the last one. Last one exists. It's not like last one does not exist. For this also, you will require that. After that only this is going to work. But if if you don't want to make machine complex, you can directly use that as well. But in this, what happens is, after detecting with knowledge base, feature base comes up with a different points on your face, which we call as a landmarks. Face points, we call as them as landmark. Now these landmarks have a value inside them. That is called, which is x and y points of the y number inside every point. Now with the mathematical calculation done by the algorithm and matching this pattern to the already data what we have given, it comes up with the final thing that this is a human. Okay? This is also certainly used for face recognition. Okay? Because whether we look very similar, but when I tell you that if I'm going to put a point on your face and going to give an x and y coordinate, so there is a high chance that everyone of us would be having a different complete set of points, right? 1, 2, 4, 5 can be same, but still, if I average them, or not, I should not say average them, if I put them in algorithm to work out, the final answer would be totally different, right? That too can happen at my first point is here. Okay, your first point is also here. So for me it's like 1.11. But I can also increase the decimal. So somewhere I would be able to make a uniqueness on every particular point, or else in the complete mathematical final answer you can see. Okay, that is going to give you the final result that you are unique with the other person, and that was the face recognition. Now we are going to do one activity, that is face expression detection in pictoblocks. Okay. So you can switch on your pictoblocks and click on the new file. How we are going to do that is using the face detection blocks. Okay, so the next part is you have to add an extension that says face detection. So have you clicked on face detection? Okay, that's an important point. Go to that particular part again where you just selected the extension. Since this is very important for you as a teacher to know that every time, okay, still this is working? Oh, still it is working. Oh my god.
Not an extent. Angle of
Okay, so I asked you to come to this screen here. There are some important information which needs to be delivered for, you can say, when you will be working with students. Okay, there will be certain things which you should know. That is, can you see some marks on the extension? Requires, right? So you, let me tell you, so face detection, can you see any mark? No, right? So it can work without internet. But when we say object detection, it can be also work without internet, but it requires a sign-in. Okay? So because this will help you to plan your session. Because what might happen, you might be thinking, okay, I have 30 minutes, I'll be just reaching 5 minutes ahead, I'll just go, start object detection, rock the floor and come back. But when you reach there, you start object detection, student says no sign-in, no internet. You say what now to do, right? So these are important information. Except face detection, you won't be able to use any other extension without signing in. The extension which has not been marked with the Wi-Fi or requires this Wi-Fi symbol. If it is marked with this, then it requires an internet. Okay, if it is not, then in that case, you don't require an internet. The third important point is, can you see any third type of symbol on here? Okay, yeah, that is looking like a story, but that is like a coin. So basically in pictograph for some special features where we use our models which are saved in our databases, or you can say in our cloud, which are resting in with Microsoft or AWS. So in that particular cases, we charge for the credits, but you don't have to worry for that. We have a collaboration with the Goa government. So for this, you might have to reach to your resource person. Okay, sir, ma'am, this is a problem, and that too you have to check that whenever you sign in, you get 1000 credits in advance for free. Okay, after that, you have to purchase it. But again, as I said, you don't have to purchase it. You have to reach out to your resource person in case. So, or what these three generally use these credits. Okay, and how can you see that credit is? You all have signed in, right? So you can just click it here. So you will be able to see how many credits do you have? 1000 credits, okay. So there are some benefits for being part of STEMpedia. So I have little more, no worries. But you would be awarded somewhere around 50,000 credits so that you can conduct the curriculum easily. We are talking with Goa government on it, how we can make it easy. Okay. So now coming back to the extension. So have you understood this part? Okay. So we have more extensions like physics, Internet of Things. Of course, you guys can, whenever you get the time, you can explore. And as I said, and in the morning said by Devendra ji, like, see, of course, I should not say me, but of course, my STEMpedia team has developed it. Whenever you find an issue, you should report to us, and you should report to a resource person. This is going to help us also to improve the product. Okay? So feel free to do the things and let us know about it. So now we are going to work with the face detection. The first thing what we are going to do is understand the blocks related to it, and then we are going to make a script. Okay, do you all agree? Okay. So now you can just drag the first block to the center, and are you all able to see this? If not, you can see it in your screen as well. Okay. So now can you tell me what this block might do for me? Yeah? Turn on the video. Okay, perfectly said. No more discussion required on it. Okay, so we can turn on the video. What is transparency? We'll look into it. Basically what happens right now, you'll see the stage is completely opaque. So you can just click on it and turn on the video. Click on that block. Are you able to see yourself? Do you find any sleep in your eyes? Yes? Then look more closely and remove it. Okay. Okay. For everyone, the camera is working. Okay. So now what I want to do change the value of 0 to 50% and again click on it, you will be able to observe some changes. Basically, your image would get little blur, or you can say there would be little opacity coming on. Yeah. So do you see? There is now little opacity coming up. So there would be certain time when you might have to require to show your face or fingers, but also to a backdrop. So we have certain games like space battle game where we want to show that the game is working on space, but there we are using a finger detection. So we have to also show our finger. So for those parts, are you able to understand, or shall I show you that? Okay, let me just show it to you. So this is a space battle game. Basically, it works with the finger recognition. That if I move my hand here, it is going to detect. I'll just show you how exactly it works. Just give me a second. Working with my index finger actually. Okay, so now here you can see you have to show your finger as well as you have to also show your finger as well as you have to also show a space part. Like this is we are playing somewhere in space. So in these places generally we bring the transparency. Okay, for as of now you have to keep the transparency as 0. Okay, so now coming to the second part, what do you think we do with this? Show bounding box. Do you know what is bounding box? Frame, okay. Have you seen any bounding box coming on any of the applications? Camera, right. So when even we were not having these face detection things, like I showed the face locks and all, still we had that face detection in our cameras. So whenever we used to see like this, a box used to come. And if our friend is standing beside, we used to say, okay, only me. And then the person face gets blurred, right? So that basically box comes up and shows, yeah, these are the faces, I have to focus on this more, right? So now, although the bounding box is something which you can say is by default in the picto blocks, generally we use this block to hide the bounding box. Right? There might be instances where you don't want to show the bounding box, right? You only want it to be like, if it is done, let's go ahead, I don't want to show that particular bounding box. So we hide that. Now, important part, this is a very important for a teacher. What do you think what it is? Set detection threshold. Have you heard word of a threshold? Some of you might have use this, don't test my threshold. Right? Have you all heard of it? Okay. So it's like a limit, I should say. Not minimum, I would say, but a limit what we are setting. After this, I'm going to activate myself. Right? Like for an example, if I show you, what is it? The person at the end can see? You can say, and what is the percentage? You can say under, this is a pen? 100%? At the last also? Now if I say, what is this? Pen? At the last, can you see the pen? Believe only on eyes, not on memory. कि हाँ पहले पेन पकड़ा था तो अभी पेन ही होगा. अभी कितना दिख रहा है? जितना दिख रहा है उसके हिसाब से पेन है. For you guys, it might be more visible. For the last, it would be less visible, right? So now the last person sitting would say, I'm only 30% sure. While people sitting in front, they will say, yeah, I'm still 60% sure. Right? Now if I hide this pen, okay, like this. So now, for you, the last, can you say this is pen? No, but still you can say I'm 10% sure this is a pen, right? You might say 10% sure, but if I put you a threshold, whole class, that you have to answer me this is a pen only when you are 50% sure. So what will happen? In certain time you will say this is a pen, but at that particular time the last person sitting would say this is not a pen. Again taking one more example here is, have you experienced this when you are going in night, you see two-wheelers coming up and you think, oh, this is a four-wheeler. Have you all experienced? But what happens in that? When they are far, you think this is a four-wheeler. And personally, I did this and I don't, did you experience this one? मेरे को लगता है इस बार तो पक्का ये four-wheeler है, दो two-wheeler नहीं है. Right? So what happens is, but when it comes very near, okay, oh, again these are the two-wheeler. But sometimes we are also correct, right? No. Are you able to understand the scenarios? Someone here is, who is not able to understand the scenario कि मैं क्या बताना चाह रहा हूँ? Anyone? Two-wheelers वाला? Everyone has experienced? Right? In that case, if I say that if you are going to see the vehicle from around 100 meters, you would not be sure whether it's a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. Right? In night, when it started coming near to you, what happened is your detection is fixed to 50%, right? But your confidence level is something which is fluctuating. So when your confidence level comes to a certain threshold, then only you are able to come up with a decision, right? So I set you a threshold of 50%. So you cannot say till the time you are 50% sure that these two vehicles which were coming from the road are two-wheelers or a four-wheeler, till the time basically you are not 50% sure. Have you all got understood about this detection threshold? What do you think this block might help me? This is AI, right? This is all we are doing in AI. Do you think we should give this instruction that analyze or not? It should come up with its one decision, right? So do you think we need to give instructions to an AI machine? Yes or no? How many of you think we have to give instructions to AI machine? Okay, one person thinks, two person thinks, three person thinks. Okay, four. Other, what do you think? Do we need, five also, do we need to give instructions to AI machine? No, how many of you say? अरे बाकी लोग कहाँ गए? यहाँ मैं. Okay. Yes or no? Yes में तो नहीं उठाया, अभी no में तो उठाओ. Do you think you have to give the instructions to machine which are capable of AI? Huh? Some. So, wow, what a diplomacy. No, yeah, no. Yes, some. Okay. Guys, we are teachers. We are not politicians. Some, it would be yes or it would be no. Yeah, tell me, now I will be standing here and delivering the complete lecture. Yeah. Yes or no? Okay. Yes. Yes. No. So raise your hand. How many say no? We don't need to give the instructions to AI machine. Others also? How many of you think we don't need to give instructions to AI machine? Explanation will come later. Yes or no? Okay, again. I'll not go forward without having this answer. How many of you think that we have to give the instructions to AI machine? Yes? No? Some? Okay, fine. So I'll come to this point. You have to understand it little more closely. Yes, instructions have to be given, right? The decision is something they will take by their own. How instructions machines can take their by own, right? The instruction has to be given to the machine. This is confirmed. Machine cannot work according to it. Sorry, I should say cannot start according to it, right? It can means we are of course working on it, but it is not like I am like feeling to going home, my vehicle will come on here. Okay, yeah, sir, please have a seat. It cannot happen, right? It would take neuroscience and the neuro data science thing, right? That is also happening actually. I'll be very honest on this and a very serious note. This is happening. Have you heard of those? I just forgot the name. There are artificially intelligent hands now, okay, which are used for the handicapped people. So what is happening is they are attaching the hand to the half hand, and with the neurons response, the AI hands will start moving. So that is also happening, but it's not happening in this way that machine will come and take to me to my hotel. Okay. So basically we have to give the instruction, right? In that case also you will see somewhere we are the one who are giving the instructions, right? Somewhere neurons are our particle, it's not AI. Right? So we have to give the instruction. So you can say this is the block which is going to help you to say now start analyzing. Now दुनिया अब आपके हवाले है, अभी समझना शुरू करो, ठीक है? That even we would be saying to you all. Okay. So now this is somewhere help you to get the number of faces. This is a block which is going to store. Okay, if I say this is going to get you the number of faces, what it would be storing? Integer, okay. On float? No. Why? Correct. We cannot have faces in numbers, in fraction. Okay? So, if you know the answer, tell me, I'll go quickly. I keep waiting for your answer. Okay. The second is the expression. So, what it is going to store? What are the different expressions we have in our faces? Happy, sad, more, angry, fear, disgusted, excited, surprised, that's great. More? Sleepy? Actually, this is good. The smiling faces are good rather than sleepy faces. Okay, so somewhere we are going to use these blocks. Now let's think how we can assemble them to create a logic. Okay? So according to you, what is the most important, or I should say, what is the first step? It should be to start the face detection. Turn on. Do we all agree? So should we start making a function for ourselves? So we have to go to my blocks, make a block, and we'll write it here. Okay. Everyone, have you all created this function? Okay, so first step you mentioned we would be using turning on. Next, what we would be doing? Turn on हो गया फिर square box. So square box, as I said, of course we can use and we should use, but as I said, square box is something which is by default in it. So we don't need to hide right now, we do not require this. Then analyze. Set detection threshold also we don't use in small use cases. Generally we set it to 0.5 and keep it. So we are going to use analyze. Okay. Now here comes the twist. Which sprite do we have? Toby, do you think what I wanted to make here is I wanted to show the bounding box, okay, a separate bounding box. But right now, can I use Toby for coming up on my face whenever it detects my face? No, right? So what we have to do is we have to get a new sprite. So here I will be also telling you a way how we can duplicate the block and how we can move the block. So here choose your sprite as block, square box. We will be working with this. But do we have a code in square box? It is not going to move. So what we can do here is we will go to Toby. We will drag this and drop here when this shakes. What will happen? This code would be here. And you can delete Toby. So these are the skills. You can say these are not for students. Okay, these are only for teachers. Because there might be a chance that your mood is not good and you went to a class and then you just made a full complete program of 50 blocks and didn't just forget to choose the correct script. But after reaching to an end point you thought, oh my god, what I have done. So you don't have to worry. First thing, never fight and go to class. Second thing, if it happens, you can choose an sprite and drag the blocks. Okay? Everyone has completed till here. Now what is our motive? Where do we want this sprite should move? This sprite should move to my face, right? So what I'm going to do here is, how can I move? Oh, so sorry. How can I move the sprites? How do I move the sprite? From motion, correct. So I'll go to motion. I'll bring a block which says go to X and Y. Now where do I want it to go? I'll go in face detection. So here we have a block which can help me to take the X position as well as the Y position of the face. Okay, so you will add this here. I'll just minimize for a few seconds. Also, what you can do here is, you can go to look and set the size of the box. Okay, and how do I want to set the size? Is as per the width of the face. So in the same block, you have width as well. Width and height, so generally width works well. So till here what we have achieved is we would be able to locate the face, we would be able to analyze the face. Sorry. So the next point is, what do we want is, we want that it should tell me the expression of my face, as well as we can add something like that if I am happy, I want a certain sound. Or if a person is happy, or if a person is surprised, we want a different sound. So which block should I use? I've said the answers in my question only. If, right? If we are going to use if. So let's bring two if. And here we are going to check the expression. So is the expression face happy? Is the expression face surprised? Yes. Yes. Any questions? Oh, sorry. Surprise. What do I want is, I want my sprite to say the expression. I could say here, I could just say here. Okay? I want the expression. Get the expression of the face 1. Get the expression of the face 1. Or also we can add some sound that if in case I'm happy, I want start sound pop. If in case I want, so see here, what happens is we have a sound library. So you can click to this sound library, add the sounds. So add your sounds as well as upload your sounds. If you are sad, what you can make is, if you are sad, let's play this song. Okay, that will like excite you and that will make you happy. And if you are too happy, you can play some sad song. Okay, some breakup song. Okay, and then you'll be, oh my god, this again. Okay? Okay, coming back to how we can add the sound. So you can just click it here and you can take any sound like Vivas. Just hear what it is. Okay, this works well. So I'll go back. Okay, so what I do is, when I'm happy, I'm popping up the sound. And when I'm sad, I want it to be but. Do we all agree with this till here? Any doubts? Now how do we call the function? How do we call the function, guys? We have very less time. How do we call the function? When we trigger this with this, right? When green flag is clicked. And what should I do? My blocks, right? So do you think this code is correct? Is it going to work? And am I missing something at the end? Why I am using at the end is because I want it to work again and again. So that every time I change my expression, it works. For you, if you want to analyze the thing, I'll give you 2 minutes. but do one by one because it cannot respond to two faces at a time in this script. Okay? We can make programs in the pictoblock where you can have 10 faces. Okay, but right now, what I'll do is I'll just complete this program by attaching this, and now you can experience it. I'll also try to experience this. Are you able to do it? For the teachers sitting in this row, there might be a small problem, that is light come. It's not working? Okay, so for being sad and angry, you have to show that face more. The small will not work. See, actually, what we have done telling the expression of each and every face coming. So it depends on like which we are coming. So it will number us 1, 2 and 3. So now we have to tell the machine that tell me the expression of 1, tell me the expression of 2, tell me the expression of 3. And for that we have to add the value to the value. For sitting in the last row, that might be a little problem because of the light. So you can take the photos in your phone, you can keep the status for the day. Have you done this activity before? Have you done this activity before? So let's keep this status for the day. Is it working? Is it working? Yeah. Is it working? No. So to see you all asking this. Then right now we are working for one phase, right? But how can we work for two phases? So if you observe everywhere it is written 1. So this is not 1, okay? This is first. This is not 1, this is first. If you change it to 2, it does not mean number 2, it means second. Okay? So but if in case you want to work with multiple phases, how can you do that? So somewhere that is, you can say, is a part when you are changing the value 1 to 10, is a part a number is getting stored. So what you can do is you can make a variable. In this you get the option to make a variable. When you make a block, so there is an option make a variable as well. So you can make a variable. Here what you can do is, if you want working with a square box. So now, do you know about clones? How do clones work in pictoblocks or in Scratch? If you know it, it's great. If you don't know, I'll just give you a small idea, just in 2 minutes. Do you know what is clone? Have you heard of clone before? Not this, but real clones. That does not exist, but clones, right? So what happens is it's a multiple things, right? Of a same characteristics, right? So here what we can do is we have an option here to create the clones. Okay? So what we can do is we can create the clones. So what will happen now? We have a multiple square box with one sprite only. Now you have to program it in a way that you will add a variable that would be substituted by a value. By means you will be adding a value every time a program runs. Like one time it runs 1, the next time it runs it should become automatically again 2. So what you can add? You can do is you can use the operator. Let's assume you create any variable and you keep that variable inside one text area, and then you added 1 to anything, the variable name. So right now I don't know, I haven't created a variable, but in my blocks we have an option, okay? Like make a block, you have an add a label, add an import, something like that. So you can create and add an input. So basically variable is like an input. You can add an input and use that here. Add 1 every time the program runs. So it is going to give you 1, it is also going to give you 2, it is also going to give you 3. That you can substitute that particular variable in these circles. So these circles would be replaced by a variable which would be getting substituted by this operator. So somewhere what you have done, you have created a logic which is going to give you the output for the multiple phases. Do we all agree? You have to try. This is not exactly, it looks very easy. You have to give a try. Till the time you are not going to try, it's not going to be easy.